Alright, in this video, we're going to cover the topic on introduction to services, right? An entire series. Before we get into that, let's understand or define the word service. Ideally, as human beings, we are surrounded with services, right? With products and services. But the focus here is on the kind of services we are surrounded with. Let's take an example here. A 21-year-old student studying in Mumbai. अभी वो services कैसे consume करता है वो हम देखते हैं. The very first thing that he does is सुबह उठने के बाद अपना phone check करता है, probably for a message of a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Telecom service. Without internet we cannot survive. The next thing, light चालू करता है, electricity service. फिर जाता है kitchen में, gas शुरू करता है to make breakfast maybe, gas service. Then decides to go to college और उसके लिए probably वो train लेता है, metro लेता है, rickshaw, taxi, Uber, Ola, transport service. College itself again service. कॉलेज में कभी कभी समझ में आता है, कभी कभी नहीं समझ में आती पढ़ाई, तो आप क्लासेस ज्वाइन करते हो, कोचिंग क्लासेस सर्विस. अभी कॉलेज गया, दोस्त बोलते हैं चलो कॉफी शॉप जाके बैठते हैं. इट कुड बी सीसीडी और स्टारबक्स, again service. Then they decide to party in the evening. So it's Mumbai, they might end up going to Bastion on the top, again restaurant, food and beverage service. महीने के बीच में उसका पॉकेट मनी खत्म हो गया तो घर पे फिर जोमेटो ऑर्डर करता है, जोमेटो सर्विस. उसके फ्रेंड या गर्लफ्रेंड बोलती है चलो गोवा चलते हैं. So again, to go to Goa, obviously he decides to go to the gym, workout, gym service. Girlfriend decides to go to the salon, salon service. And then they end up going to Goa. For Goa, they take the flight, again transport, go and stay in Grand Hyatt at Goa, hospitality service. Shack पे जाके party करते हैं, shack service. फिर गोवा की पार्टी खत्म हो गई, they come back, he falls ill, तो उसके घर वाले उसको हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट करते हैं, हेल्थ केयर सर्विस. हॉस्पिटल में ऑब्वियसली इंश्योरेंस कवर्ड है, मेडिक्लेम है, सर्विस. मेडिक्लेम का पैसा बैंक में डिपॉजिट होता है, तो बैंकिंग अगेन सर्विस. और ये जितने सर्विसेज मैंने बताया उसके लिए यू नीड समथिंग कॉल्ड एज IT, which is also a service. If you think very closely, here in every service that I mentioned, there is one party that delivers its service to the other party. For in case in college, a professor delivers a lecture for the students. In the hospital, it is a doctor that caters to a patient. Same way, a cabin crew in airline offers services to the passengers. So if I want to define service, it is nothing but an activity or benefit that is given from one party to another. It is like a deed, a benefit or a performance that is put up by the service provider, which differs in every particular service. Taking forward this particular video, any service video is incomplete without understanding the characteristics of services. Right? And many particular notebooks or websites may talk about 7 to 8 characteristics. I'm going to focus on 5 important ones. The number one characteristics is that services are intangible in nature. We all know what tangible are. Products are typically tangible. That means you can touch products, you can see them. But services, you can only experience. So when you sit in a lecture, you're experiencing the service. When you go to a restaurant, the waiter is offering a service. So it's like an experience. You cannot touch and feel services. Now, because you can't touch and feel services, it becomes impossible for customers to judge how the service is. इसलिए काफ़ी जगहों पे जैसे जिम हो गया, वो typically आपको एक free trial देते हैं. So that you go there, take a free trial for 1-2 days and decide whether to join or not. That's the problem of intangibility. The next characteristic is heterogeneity, which also means variability or non-standardization, right? What I'm trying to tell you is that services में standard achieve करना काफ़ी difficult है. Let's take an example here. In a salon जहाँ बाल कटाते हो, the stylist cannot give you the same haircut every time. It may vary थोड़ा because human element है. Human element can make mistakes. Same in a college, a professor cannot give the same standard lecture for all the 60 lectures. It may vary sometimes because of the human element. Unlike products, which are homogeneous in nature, you can achieve a standard क्योंकि वो factory के बाहर quality check करके आते हैं. So services are heterogeneous, or I may call them variable. Number 3, services are also inseparable. When I say inseparable, the production and consumption in services most of the time happens at the same time. For instance, in a college, a professor is actually producing the lecture, delivering it, and students are consuming it at the same time. Same way in healthcare, when a doctor performs a surgery, production, consumption at the same time. Whereas in products, if you go to see, an iPhone may be manufactured in the month of April and sold in the month of, say, June. So production and consumption happen at different times in different places. So in services, they are majorly inseparable. Number 4, services are also perishable in nature. Just like some goods, like fruits and vegetables, services are perishable. For instance, अगर आपकी 12 बजे की flight है, you can't reach the airport at 1 o'clock and say, get the flight back. The flight is gone. Same way for a lecture. If a student is late for a lecture, he or she loses that particular class attendance and the knowledge. So in this case, services are very, very time bound. If not happen at the same time, there's a loss for the customer and in some cases even for the service provider. Moving on to the last characteristics in this video, and that is in services, you never get ownership. Whether you pay a 50,000 membership at a gym or 1 lakh rupee for a noon night at the Oberoi's, it's always time bound. You're supposed to be there at the time of entry and the time of exit. So check-in and check-out time tells you that no matter how expensive the stay here is, you have a time when you have to leave the service. So think about it. Even if you pay 20 lakh for a college fee for 3 years, you come there, you basically rent that place for 3 years and you leave. You do not get ownership of services. So that's it in this video. We spoke about what services are and the 5 characteristics. Hope you understood. Thank you and easy day.